Hey, how can I help you?
I have a contract here signed by Elvis Presley in 1955. And of course, this was back when nobody knew anything about him.
So are you a big fan?
Oh, absolutely. And he was good looking.
Thank you very much.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to try and sell my contract that is signed by Elvis Presley. I could surely use the extra money. I want to sell the contract for $8,000 to $10,000, hopefully.
Where did you get the contract at?
I have a friend. He was in the music industry. He said, I want you to have this. He said, I think it's worth something, but you'll need to get it checked out.
Okay. Elvis, he was the king of rock and roll. Did you ever see him play?
Yes, I did. I saw him in his early years live, and he looked fantastic.
Sounds like you had a crush on him.
Oh, I did. I loved his music. It had a fantastic beat. Everybody loved to dance to it, and he danced wonderfully.
Yeah, Elvis is pretty tame by today's standards, but in 1955, he was risque. He was on several television shows where they would not film him below the waist. It was too much for the American public to see gyrating hips.
My father did not like those gyrations.
Elvis didn't invent rock and roll, but there's no question. He invented rock stardom. I think the Justin Biebers of the world owe him some serious props. Okay, we have a contract for Elvis Presley to play at the City Auditorium, Beaumont, Texas, June 20th and 21st, 1955. And it's signed by Elvis Presley.
How old was he then?
He was 20.
Just a youngster.
He was getting $225 a night. That was a lot of money in 1955. In 1955, that was probably like $2 grand today. So he was making that per night, and that was before he was famous. Imagine how much he made after he became this worldwide megastar.
Right.
The contract is really neat. It's something you don't see. There were very few of these out. And it is a cool part of history. This is exactly what an Elvis collector would want. It's on a single page, so you can easily frame it. It's got Elvis's signature, and it's before he was famous. My guess, it's incredibly rare and valuable. So what do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
And how much were you looking to get out of it?
Well, I'd like to get $8,000 to $10,000 for it.
That might be a reasonable figure, but we don't know the origins of it. Anything signed by someone really famous, I have to get checked out. So let me get someone in here to check this signature out. If it's legit, we'll talk about a price.
Okay.
Let me go give him a call.
Thank you.
If this contract's legit, it's a gold mine. I would have Elvis collectors lining up out the door for this thing.
Gentlemen.
Drew, how's it going?
Good to see you.
How you doing, Drew?
Chum? Elvis contract. Is this it?
Yep.
Looking forward to it all day. The guys gave me a phone call. They said they had an Elvis Presley contract. And obviously something like that, you really need to look at the details and see if it's authentic or not. 1955, this is the year before he really got famous. His first hit came out the next year. So this thing is pretty early in the day, that's for sure. Elvis Presley's most desirable signatures there are, pretty much. Something on a contract before he's really famous, that can be worth a lot of money if it's real.
How much do you think it's worth if it's real?
Wow, an early vintage contract like this, even in this economy, we're looking at $15,000.
All right, do your magic.
All right, let's take a closer look. One of the things that stands out that makes it look like it may be authentic is it's typed right in the middle of the line. Usually when a forger does something, they want to do it perfect. So that's one of the things that kind of makes it look authentic, you know?
Okay.
So let's look at more evidence down here. I mean, it's got the epsilon E. The shape of the capital P is correct. I mean, he signed it pretty simplistic when he was only 20 years old. This is right for the time period. All the details seem to be correct. One thing we have to do for sure, though, is to see if it's an original. Because if it's not an original, it's not going to have any value. So let's take a closer look here. Pull out a little bit more power. See what we have. It's a copy. Machine copy, Xerox machine. It's not original ink.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, my God. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Really.
Sorry to give you the bad news, but you can tell because the ink for the signature is the same ink. There's the typewriter ink and the print ink. If this was an original, you could clearly see, you know, the track of writing ink, okay? It would be different with the typewriter, because that's a different type of ink, and again, would be different with the type that is on the contract itself. It's a carbon copy, and unfortunately, not being original, it has no real value.
I see. I'm heartbroken, completely.
This makes me feel terrible when this happens, someone especially as sweet as you. Thanks for coming in, hon.
Oh,
Sorry I
you
couldn't
bet.
do another one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel very, very sad that it's not worth anything. I'm very emotionally upset about it. I need the money, and I was hoping this was our way out. And so I'm just really devastated right now.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. What do we got here?
It's an old 1847 Colt Walker pistol.
Cool.
That would be like the 44 Magnum of today's world, right? Like,
No, in today's world, this would be like a laser-guided missile.
wow. My stepfather has been an antique collector for over 50 years, and this is a piece that's been kept in the family for a long time, and it's a very highly collectible gun. 1,100 of them were made, and out of those 1,100, only very few have survived. So I'm looking to get $30,000 to $50,000.
It was the biggest gun Colt ever made. It was 44 caliber. This is something like RoboCop would have back then. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a powerful, 6-shot, accurate, rifled pistol. And it's got to be heavy because it had such a huge charge in it. I mean, this was like one of the most powerful handguns there was up until the 1920s or 1930s. And this gun was carried by the Texas Rangers.
Right.
Okay? It's like carrying around a boat anchor on your hip.
Yeah.
It really is. Sam Colt's first revolver wasn't very reliable or popular. So he made a lot of innovative improvements and came up with this, the Colt Walker. It's one of the most impressive firearms ever made. This was just too big. That was the problem. That was its downfall. The guns had so much gunpowder in them, they did more or less rattle themselves apart. That's another reason you don't see a lot of them. How much you want for it?
Well, I was thinking 50,000.
This is probably the most faked gun there is. They're just worth so much damn money. I wouldn't call it the holy grail for collectors, but it's definitely close.
In this book, he mentions this particular gun, and this is the gun here. It's pictured,
Okay.
and that's the serial number that is actually on this gun. So it's a brevet, Colt brevet.
Well, you know what brevet means, right? It means it wasn't made by Colt. It was made under license from Colt. They either made them for Colt, or they paid Colt a certain amount of money, they manufactured them, put the name Colt on the gun, and sold them themselves.
I see.
Colt actually made a lot of money licensing his designs to other gun makers. So not every Colt you see was made by Colt. It's sort of confusing, and it makes a huge difference in the value. It's really neat that you have this gun in the book. I mean, that's a lot less doubt in my head. They're so rare. I've held just about every single Colt there is, except a Walker.
Well, consider yourself lucky.
Well, I don't know if it's real yet. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna call a friend. I'm gonna get him down
Absolutely.
here, have him look at the gun, see what he has to say.
Okay. Hopefully the person is aware and knowledgeable of this type of gun, and we can get a true estimate on what it's worth, because I would definitely like to know.
You look hand cannon up in the dictionary, you see Colt Walker. I mean, this is a big gun. In fact, the gun was so powerful, I think there was a number, 30% of these failed by having them blow up in the user's hands. The Walker Colt was the second attempt by Samuel Colt to build a successful pistol. The first pistol that he built failed miserably. They went out of business. There are different models and production runs of brevets, and as you can tell by the fact that they wrote a book, it's a collectible in its own right. It's not a Colt, but it's still valuable. There's still a collector market for brevets. Even Colt collectors who can't afford or can't find a Walker Colt, they might buy an early brevet.
This particular gun is this one here.
So this gun in the book is this gun I'm holding.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There's a serial number that can be found down at the bottom.
Yeah. So it's definitely the same gun. It's nice that it's pictured for sure. You know, if this was a Colt Walker, we'd be talking 6 figures.
That'd be
100,000.
nice.
Yeah, 100,000, 150,000, very, very valuable. The key to determining value on a gun like this is to really find out which Colt Walker brevet that it is, okay? And there is basically only one that has a lot of value. It's made in Belgium, okay? You should, if it was made in Belgium, find a Belgian proof mark, which would be LG, Liege. That's what they'd stamp on the gun. And they do it quite proudly, too. You'd be talking, if this was a bona fide Belgian-made brevet, maybe $10,000 to $15,000. Brevets are made in lots of different countries. They made them in Italy, they made them in Spain. Belgium has a fine history of producing quality firearms, so a collectible brevet should come from Belgium. Here's the deal. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I can't find a proof mark, a Belgian proof mark on it. Without the proof mark, it's impossible to tell what this is and where it's from.
Thanks, man. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Rick. Have a good day.
Brevets really are a confusing market. And this is one of those cases where I'm glad I called in Craig, because overpaying for something like this could get me into a lot of trouble.
I wouldn't let this gun go for anything less than $10,000, I don't think.
Yeah, there's no way I could pay that. It's that weird thing. It's a Colt, but it's not a Colt, you know, and
Well, what's it worth to you?
like $3 grand.
Would you maybe entertain 6?
Nope. I'd go $3 grand on it.
I kind of question the expert's opinion.
I mean, all I can tell you is, you know, whip out that microscope and start looking for that mark.
Okay.
Have a good one,
Thank you.
man.
I appreciate it. I think that gun is still worth a lot of money, so I'm kind of disappointed. I think I'll keep the gun and maybe get somebody back home to appraise it and possibly sell it for what it's really worth.
What do we got here?
I've got a 1963 Carvin mandolin
Okay.
with some interesting history behind it.
What history is behind it here?
It's an instrument that was owned by a member of Bob Wills's Texas Playboys.
Nice. You know, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, or Texas Swing Band. Wow, I mean, this is really cool, but it's kind of hard to be cool playing this thing unless you're like an Oompa Loompa or something.
You don't have the guys we have today without the foundation that Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys set for us. This was music where nobody sat down and the place was packed. We'll just see if these guys are willing to come to the plate and play ball.
Now, Texas Swing, there's people playing, you know, washboards and jugs and,
Everything, you name it.
you know, somewhere between Hank Williams and Elvis, there had to be something in the middle there.
Right, and that's Texas Swing.
I mean, it's really cool. The leather work on it is really good.
The gentleman this belonged to, he was known as Fiddlin' It. And shortly after he purchased it, had this leather wrap done up.
Pretty impressive. Mandolins have been used in country music for as long as the genre has been around. Collectors will pay big money for stuff like this if it's really connected to the Texas Playboys. How much do you want for it?
You know, I think it's probably worth anywhere from 3 to 5
1,000?
thousand.
Okay. Now, do you got anything backing your story up here?
I do. This is an affidavit that I had the last owner fill out and sign.
All right. Owned by Ed Whitaker, Texas Playboy, played with Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. Unfortunately, this does nothing for me.
Why would you say that?
This isn't concrete enough for me to sell that on.
This is notarized.
Okay.
This
it
is a gentleman saying this is indeed fact.
Let me call a buddy of mine down here to come check this out. He'll help me be able to back up the story and let me know what this adds to it, all right?
All right, let's get him in here.
I'll be right back.
My story is legitimate, and anybody who knows what they're doing is going to be able to look at this mandolin and know that we're talking about a member of the Texas Playboys.
So this is the Mando?
This is it, man.
Pretty awesome. So what did you need to know?
So it was one of the members in the band, the Texas Playboys, that played with Bob Wills.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, you know, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys, it's kind of the guys who popularized the whole Texas swing thing. These were the big bands from the southern parts of the United States. And, you know, the Texas Playboys would come into town and whatever dance hall they were playing, it was packed. They called it Texas swing for a reason. When these guys played, everybody danced.
So in terms of mandolins, where's this stack up?
The leather wrap on it's pretty rad. This was a really big popular thing in the country scene that morphed over into rock and roll. You see Elvis Presley with his Martin and the whole top of it's wrapped in leather. So, you know, that's actually pretty cool that this is on there. Who did that?
Whitaker actually did that, the original owner, Ed Whitaker.
Do you have any paperwork or anything?
I do. I had the owner, a gentleman by the name of R.J. Cannon, compile his story. This was willed to him by Ed Whitaker.
Do you have any pictures of any of the guys in the Playboys playing it?
I don't.
In the retail end of things, pictures
Right.
usually help things.
That's why I had him notarize this.
Yeah, and that helps.
So how do you feel, as it says, this package?
This mandolin by itself is a $1,500, $1,600 mandolin. With the provenance and the Playboys tie and all that kind of stuff, it's probably, you know, $3 to $4 grand.
All right, well, I got you. Appreciate it, my man.
But there's gonna be that guy that the affidavit is good enough for, and that's a Bob Wills fan.
With all that being said, buddy, I'm willing to offer you $2 grand for it.
You know, we both know that's not the best you can do.
It's pretty damn close, buddy. I'm confident I could sell it for around $3 grand, and I'm taking all the risk. $2 grand is what I'm gonna do.
Tell you what, meet me in the middle at 25 and we've got a deal.
I'm not gonna do it. I'll $2,100 if it makes you feel better.
How about 21 without the case, 22 since that's a $100 flight case.
All right, you got a deal.
All right.
All right, meet me over there. We'll do some paperwork, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, you know, 2,200 is fair. Quite frankly, I thought they were gonna offer me around $1,000. So you gotta put your poker face on in that case and not look overly excited.
So what do we got here?
We have notes from the Republic and the government of Texas.
All right, that is pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. Most people in Texas believe they live in a separate country already, and it'd be really cool to have their own money, too.
Absolutely. I came to the pawn shop today to sell a set of Republic of Texas and a government of Texas note. This is the real currency that they used back in the 1830s and 40s. The reason I'm trying to sell the notes is the business that I own has invested in them. It's time to refund the business.
So we have 9 Republic of Texas bills, and this one that says Government of Texas. We have Sam Houston right here. He was president. Most people don't know that.
He was indeed.
It just wasn't of the United States. It was the Republic of Texas.
Absolutely.
Texas was part of Mexico. There was a revolution. They declared their sovereignty. It was its own country. And then the United States government sort of annexed Texas, saying, you're part of the United States. The people in Texas really didn't dig that. Texas has a wild history. Native groups like the Comanches were fighting in that area for over 1,000 years. And when European explorers showed up in the early 1500s, the fighting just got worse. Finally, Texas declared itself independent from Mexico and was its own country for 9 years, before the U.S. government annexed Texas in 1845. So tell me what you know about the bills.
The notes were produced between 1838 and 1840. Finest set of notes known to exist. All the notes have been authenticated and graded, so there's no question as to their authenticity or the quality.
Not only are these bills old and rare, they've already been authenticated and graded, and they're in great condition. I can definitely sell these and make a profit if the guy will let them go at the right price. So what were you looking to do with them all?
Sell them.
Okay, and how much did you want for them?
The 9 notes of the Republic of Texas, approximately $25,000. And then for the government of Texas note, $650,000.
650.
Thousand.
Oh, really? Why would you think this bill was worth so much?
That's the rarest of all of them. It's the only known uncirculated specimen graded. The next highest note is AU-58, which is about uncirculated.
Okay, and do you know how much that one sold for?
I still own it.
Okay. All right, so we have nothing to compare the price to.
Not a thing.
Do you mind if I call someone and try and figure out this price here?
I think that would be a good idea.
650 grand is more than I've ever spent on anything coming in the shop. So there's no way I'm gonna shell out that kind of money until I have someone look at it. Who knows, it could be worth every penny.
Hi, guys.
Jay, how's it going, man?
What's going on, Jay?
The guys call me in when they have a piece of currency that they need more expertise.
The guy's got a lot of stuff here from the Republic of Texas and one from the government of Texas.
Looks like a nice collection. These notes are part of a very colorful history. They're fascinating, they're scarce, and they come up at auction, usually in lower grades. Early Texas notes can be very rare, and like anything else, it depends strictly on condition. This gentleman might have something real valuable here. What we're asking for this group?
In the neighborhood of about $25,000, with a $500 bill, which you very rarely see.
So you're evaluating this at around 10,000?
At least, yeah.
And these you're evaluating at about 700 to 1,000 each?
Yeah, about that.
In my opinion, the retail value on these would be $300 to $600 each.
Okay.
On the 500, I would say a couple of thousand. In an auction, it could go for more.
But not 10,000.
Not even close. Now, this is quite a bill, this Government of Texas $10. I believe this is the highest grade they've ever issued for this. This is very different from the rest of these. I think it's in fabulous condition. What were you asking for this, Bill?
$650,000.
Yeah. Actually, that's not even in the ballpark. That's over the moon, over the planets, over the stars. Has anyone offered you a quarter of that?
I've turned down that offer.
Well, have you saved their phone number?
Absolutely.
You better run and take it before they change their mind. I would put a much lower value on this.
Okay.
In my opinion, the $10 Sam Houston note would retail for $5,000 to $7,000, and on a great day at a great auction, $10,000.
I paid more than that. I've looked up the auction records to know where they trade. This note, of course, has never been seen before. Nothing like it.
But it's still a limited number of collectors. It's not like $20 gold pieces. It's not like silver dollars that have millions of people that are interested.
Absolutely.
This is a small universe of collectors, maybe a few thousand real serious collectors. So the fact that something is the finest known is great, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's worth a fortune of money.
Most people don't have a clue what it's worth.
You're on your own. I've
Thanks,
given
Jay.
you my opinion.
Okay.
It's a free country, and people can ask whatever they want. I have to give my opinion based on what I consider the real world, the real market.
Obviously, we're really far apart. You know, my guy says 6,500, you're saying 650,000, so.
I appreciate you bringing in an expert, but obviously this is so rare, he just doesn't normally deal with it. And if I could buy notes at his prices retail, I'd probably buy him out.
Jay's my guy, I gotta listen to him. I've never had any deal that far apart before on prices, but
just more research and more time is probably what we needed.
Obviously, a deal's not gonna be made here today. Just a difference of opinion, happens all the time.
Absolutely.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
All right.
Certainly, he doesn't know enough about the Republic or the government of Texas to give an accurate number. This man just doesn't have a clue what he's talking about.
Hello, Miriam.
You're gonna love this. This is Larry Hagman's hat.
This is Larry Hagman's
Yes.
hat.
Oh,
Hey, it
now you
fits.
see, it fits.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to talk. It would be well over my nose.
I wear a really big hat.
You're a big guy. I'm at the pawn shop to sell my hat that belonged to Larry Hagman, who was JR on the TV series Dallas. I'm looking to get $1,400 because I think it's worth twice that. So I think $1,400 is a fair price.
Okay, Larry Hagman, J.R. Ewing from Dallas. The guy everyone loved to hate.
Exactly.
Dallas was on from like the late 70s to the early 90s. I mean, it was one of the most popular TV shows ever. It was about a Texas family, and they had oil fields, and they were really rich, and there was all this infighting with each other, and he played like one of the evilest, meanest people in the world.
Yes.
And by the early 80s, he was just like a mega star. My understanding is outside of television, really colorful guy. He made up this fake money and had his face put on it and gave it out to people all the time, and really involved in charity.
Very much so.
I guess if you're played that bad of a guy on TV, in real life, you really got to pump up your persona. So it's like, hey, I'm not really that guy. So, I mean, did he wear this on the show, or was this his personal hat?
This was his personal hat, and I understand he did wear it on the show occasionally.
But you don't know which episodes it was worn on, or if he wore it on an episode?
No, that I don't know.
Okay. How much you want for it?
I think I really should get $1,400.
All right, I have a guy who specializes in TV memorabilia and all that. Let me give him a call. Let me see what he thinks.
Great.
And who knows?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'll be right back. I could have been a cowboy.
What do we have?
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman, a great character. JR, everybody knows JR. He was maybe the most love-hated villain in television history. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Go ahead.
Great. So we do have that it was custom made for Larry Hagman. In Hollywood memorabilia, they will almost always have prop numbers on them, the character's name as well. If that's okay with you, I'm gonna open up this rim here. Oh, well, that's interesting.
What's that?
Inside the lining of this hat, we have found what looks to be fake money. We'll look at that in a moment. I just want to talk about the hat if we can.
Yeah.
You could take a quick look and see on the stitching here.
Oh, sure.
This is probably a prop number. And I'm curious that it doesn't have the JR stamp on here somewhere, because certainly Dallas would have had a JR mark in here. So I'm going to just assume it's his personal hat, because I can't say for sure that this was used in any particular episode. Let's take a look at this for a moment. What we have here is J.R. Ewing $10,000 bills. So I'm not sure he didn't just use these to line his hat to keep sweat beading off the rim, but that's very interesting to find them in this hat.
Okay, so what do you think it's worth?
It's a nice hat. Has some condition issues. Look, there's a tear on the rim here. And Larry Hagman, although he was a great actor, not highly collectible. Because I cannot say for sure that it was used in a television show, I would put a value on this somewhere in the neighborhood of $700.
All right.
Thanks, Rick.
man.
Pleasure meeting
Nice
you.
to meet you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Knowing that I can't authenticate this item being screen used, I would warn Rick against buying it.
So I'll give you $400 for the hat.
Oh, come on. He just said 700.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $500 because I like you so much.
Let's split the difference and make it 600.
I'll go $500.
Oh, come on.
I'm giving you more than I would give anyone else just because you're so pretty.
Yeah, but look at how handsome you are in that hat. Did you see yourself in a mirror? I mean, this is you.
I will give you $550.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I'll meet you right up front and we'll do the paperwork.
Thank you.
I think she's a bigger hustler than JR ever was.